Hi, this is Danny Shipley, and you're watching the Mike Wolf YouTube channel.
Hi, everybody. Welcome once again to the Mike Wolf YouTube channel. We're again in Somerset, Pennsylvania, where they seem to really get all the good music in Western Pennsylvania these days. And tonight we had something a little different, and it was actual non-heavy metal, but that's my kind of music anyway. We're here with Danny Shipley right now. Danny is from Cleveland, Ohio. Danny's music is kind of folky and electric guitar, but not heavy electric. And I gotta admit, I really like it. And it seems to me your guitar playing skills are pretty well there. How long have you been playing the guitar?
I have been playing guitar about, I'm 27 now, so I started playing guitar around when I was 15 or so about 12, 13 years.
Okay.
Or so, yeah.
So, Egypt, who we're going to talk to next, she was talking about how many different guitars you have.
Of course she said that.
Is that a truth? Can you talk to us about how all the guitars you have?
So tonight I played my Gibson. This is the only Gibson I own, and it's a hollow body. It's probably the only Gibson, like I was saying, that I would ever own, and I really like it, and it's really good for when I'm by myself and just going out on the road. It has that really warm sound, but I never, generally when I'm playing full band or just my background playing guitars, I always play Fenders. I have 8 guitars.
Okay.
And that's including a bass and a ukulele if we're including those.
So I'm assuming there's probably a Stratocaster and a Telecaster in that collection, Fenders.
So the Telecaster was my first real guitar. I had a bunch of some metal guitars. I actually used to play metal. I used to tour around with a metal band. But my first real kind of I feel like the $500 to $1,000 barrier that I broke was with my Fender Telecaster, and I bought that in 2010, and that's still a very special guitar to me.
Okay. Do we see a Les Paul in your Gibson future at all, possibly?
So this is an ES335. I had a Les Paul at one point, but it just kind of didn't fit with me well. Those are really heavy guitars, and also the sound, it just felt like it was hitting me in the face. I felt like for myself, but the hollow body kind of makes it kind of sound like a very natural and just has that presence and that kind of like B.B. King and just all those warm Albert King and just all those Kings, and just has that very warm presence that a Les Paul also has, but also has that grit and just warmth.
I actually felt kind of a jazz vibe in your playing tonight too.
Oh, wow. I do like jazz. I didn't play anything really jazzy tonight in my songs that I have, but I am definitely inspired by jazz a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you practice any jazz at all?
I was actually practicing a song, so generally when I come to a place I haven't played at before, I try to feel out the room. And the song I was practicing this morning was actually, I was beginning with some jazz chords, actually, because jazz generally starts in the music scale with a 2-5-1, which is kind of like music theory and such. But so I was practicing the 2-5-1, just the chords, just in that progression. So yeah.
Okay. Now let's actually find out about Danny Shipley.
Well, I like guitars.
Yeah. So how did you get into doing the uplifting Christian type music? Okay, I'm just asking you straight out flat.
Yeah.
Another thing Egypt told me is you have a magnificent testimony.
Oh.
So we got to hear about that.
As far as uplifting Christian music, so my dad, he was a pastor and an evangelist. He had a ministry in Cleveland for 17 years, and he had a daycare, and he just kind of set up a home church, and he did that in Cleveland because he felt like he was led to that. But I've been saved since I was 4 years old. Always walked with the Lord and such, and just as far as music goes, my entire family is musical. They all play piano. They can all read music, and I can't. I don't read any music, and I don't play piano very well. But so just that was always a presence around me, and always just something that I was involved with. And even when I was playing metal music, I was trying to make something uplifting and something good, even if the music was darker, you know. But it's just always been that way. As far as my testimony, I think that's just something that I just keep walking out, because I feel like, so I'm 27 now, and I feel like there's just something daily that you have to discover, like why you're a Christian and why you question that, especially in this very information-based world that we're in currently. And just you gotta question yourself, and you just gotta just keeping that walk and keeping that path is important, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you during the concert told us that you are married to a lady from Bahamas.
Yeah.
Can I be Nebby and ask how that happened?
So I was at that same mission school that I was writing my song called "The Waves" at. My wife, that year, she was in college, and she felt the Lord come on her and tell her that she was supposed to go to mission school. And she went online, and she saw there was a free one in Florida. And what do you know? I was actually kind of traveling the country with some friends and doing worship at various places and just kind of like couch surfing, if you will. And my friend invited me to the same school, and we met there. And when we finally connected, it was just unmistakable that this is a very amazing person. We just kept in contact, and then we dated a little while, and then we got married. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now, I've never heard of a quote-unquote mission school.
Mm-hmm.
How is that different from plain old regular Christian school or seminary, etc.?
Yeah. So a mission school, specifically YWAM, they so if you went to, let's say, a Bible school, you're gonna come out, you're gonna go into theology, and you're gonna study the Bible. Whereas the mission school, sometimes they're more geared towards kind of the training of going on mission trips, which they are at YWAM, and then just going out and doing that, and then just preparing for that, which I've heard about. There's various mission schools that are out there, and they just train up their people to either do short-term or long-term missions and then go to those nations, which YWAM does.
Okay. What does Danny Shipley have in the future? Any upcoming studio recordings or anything like that for this year? More touring?
Yes.
What's coming up in 2020 for Danny Shipley?
Definitely touring. Me and Egypt are doing this tour, and we're going to be doing this till probably the fall, and then there will be more that follow it. And this is the year that I've started to begin to tour more, a lot more. And as far as a EP, I will be releasing a EP on all major platforms like Spotify, iTunes, and all that stuff very shortly. It's getting mixed and mastered right now.
Cool. Is this going to be like an actual professional studio project or home studio or?
Well, I recorded the majority of my stuff with professional equipment in my house, and the people who are mixing and mastering it are professionals too. And I've had various musicians record on it and try to make it sound as professional as I can.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I like that rock feel, though, and I think there's something about the 70s and the 60s with rock and roll, that very warm and just lively sound that recordings can have, that I try to capture with my recordings.
So is the release going to be with some band members in it, or strictly just you and guitar?
So my wife is singing on quite a few of the songs,
Okay.
and then I've had people record drums and bass. I'm by myself right now. I am a solo artist, but I have a band that performs with me. And you just go around. We actually did a show last January in Cleveland, but just because this is my beginning of my touring and stuff like that, it's just me right now. But I do have a band.
It's because I've seen you. There is other videos of you on YouTube.
Wow.
And I sort of listened to a couple of them already before I talked to you today, so I could
thank you.
understand a little bit more what your music's about. And I was pretty, but I also noticed like in one of the videos there was like a girl playing tambourine. Is that your wife?
Yeah, that's my wife.
Okay.
That's my wife. Yeah, she's amazing at tambourine. If she was here today, she'd be playing tambourine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to look up Danny Shipley on YouTube or Spotify and iTunes, all my music's up there. Any of the streaming platforms. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Cleveland Guy 91, or you can just look up Danny Shipley and Cleveland Guy 91's me. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. And
tell me about some of your main influences as a musician and your playing these days.
I really I've enjoyed John Mayer's playing for the past decade and been very influenced by that. I own one of his signature guitars, and I just love his tone, and he just he captures that old school sound. I really like any of the major blues players, all the Kings and such. Joe Bonamassa is really great too. As far as songwriting, somebody who's inspired me a lot over the past years and such is John Mark McMillan. I really like him because he brings that uplifting sound, and he's a Christian, and it comes out in his music, but he can do it anywhere. He can do it in bars, he can do it in churches, which I've seen him do. And then I really like for folk Gregory Alan Isaacoff, which is an amazing folk player.
Absolutely, I've heard of him.
Yeah.
His recordings are great.
No.
No, I won't lie. I never heard of him. But I got to say, there's got to be a little bit of a Dylan influence in there, too, with
Bob
that
Dylan?
harmonica.
Yes, I love Bob Dylan a lot. In fact, I want to get a kick drum, too, and maybe a little bit of slide and stuff, because I feel like Bob Dylan has done he did everything.
Now, you said you've only been playing that harmonica.
That
for a couple
specific
weeks?
one.
Oh, that specific
So
one.
I just bought that song. I just bought that harmonica. It's in the key of A, and I had never played that harmonica with that song. So it was just like, okay, how's this gonna work? So I was structuring it while I was playing.
Okay, so how long have you been playing the harmonica?
With my music, consistently starting this year.
Okay, well,
Yeah. It's just
sounded
fun.
good.
Thank you. Okay, so the Gibson, here's a little thing for you. This is my most unused guitar. That's why this year when I was touring with it, that's why I've been touring with it. I've been challenging myself to play with it and use it in my songs because it's like precious to me, but I always thought it'd be good for like a solo act that I am right now. So that's something that nobody knows.
Okay.
I'm a Fender guy.
You're really the Fender guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
They're in my mind they're easier to play. Like it's a little bit faster.
okay.
I played at a DIY festival in Pennsylvania, and that was the only festival that we have on the schedule this year so far. It was Winter Wind Down Festival, and it was in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, about 2.5 hours away. Yeah, but that was the only festival that I have on the schedule this year so far, but I will be touring with Egypt and other bands throughout the year.
So follow you on your Facebook page then, and then that way we can find out about all your upcoming concerts and that, eh?
Facebook, Instagram, yeah, those are the best ways to find me. Yep. Hi, this is Danny Shipley, and you're watching the Mike Wolf YouTube channel.